Every sunset in the evening signifies that a new sunrise and a new beginning is going to happen. Good evening, everyone. With great joy and immense exaltation, I extend my warm welcome to all the dignitaries, guests, and delegates present here for the webinar series organized by Diksha e-Learning in association with Ayurveda College, Coimbatore. In today's session, we'll be discussing about practical understanding of local gynecological procedures by Dr. Jasmine Gujarati, MS Ayurveda, HOD and Professor, Department of Prasudi Tandra and Stri Roga at GJ Patel Institute of Ayurvedic Studies and Research, Anand, Gujarat. Before starting the session, I would like to go through a few of the basic instructions to be followed throughout the session. Any questions can be raised in the chat box. Question raised will be cleared at the end of the session. For the best stability, use a laptop and a high-speed internet connection. If your video is on, please make sure you are in front of a professional background. In case of any disruption, kindly check your internet connection firstly and wait patiently for the class to resume. Please make sure your microphone is on mute to have a disturbance-free session. Make sure you have your full name displayed so that it is professional. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Vandana, Assistant Professor, Department of Prasudi Tandra and Stri Roga, Ayurveda College, Coimbatore, to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you, Shanti. Good evening, one and all. I wholeheartedly welcome you all for today's webinar. As you all know, today's session is on the topic Practical Understanding of Local Gynecological Procedures by Dr. Jasmine Gujarati, Head of the Department and Professor, Department of Prasudi Tantra and Stri Roga, GJ Patel Institute of Ayurvedic Studies and Research, Anand, Gujarat. I extend a warm word of welcome to you, madam, for accepting our invitation and for being with us here today. Hope your valuable experience and expertise will be enlightening to all of us. We are all delighted to listen to your words, madam. On the behalf of Ayurveda College, Coimbatore, I welcome you all delegates for today's session. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So now I would like to introduce today's speaker, Dr. Jasmine Gujarati. Dr. Jasmine Gujarati is presently working as professor and head in Department of Prasudi Tandra and Stri Roga at GJ Patel Institute of Ayurvedic Studies and Research. She has completed her post-graduation from IPGT-RA Jamnagar and she has attended more than 70 national and international seminars with 13 paper presentations. Twice she has received Best Paper Presentation Awards at national seminar. She has also delivered keynote address on designer babies and Garbha Samskara in national seminar on higher education at Hindu University at Bali, Indonesia. Also published 46 research papers in national and international journals. Dr. Jasmine has delivered about 50 guest lectures in women health, infertility, prenatal and postnatal care in Ayurveda, Garbha Samskara, menopause, cervical erosion, cancer awareness, and women empowerment. Also published a total of 4 books, completed 2 research projects on Garbha Samskara techniques as envisaged in Ayurveda. Her last research project was on designer and therapeutic assessment of herbal soup and herbal cookies on dysmenorrhea and irregular menstruation in young and adolescent girls in collaboration with Food Technology Department at ADIT Engineering College. Her expertise is in Uttaravasti, Agni Karma, and other local treatment procedures. She has worked as the theme coordinator for obstetrics and gynecology at 8th World Ayurveda Conference at Ahmedabad in December 2018. Presently, pursuing her PhD studies on ethnographical studies of menstrual taboos and Rajaswala Paricharya. We're very joyful and cheerful on your presence among us today, ma'am. Now, without any further ado, let's hand over the session to Dr. Jasmine. Over to you, ma'am.
Yes, very good evening to all the participants and Team Diksha and College Coimbatore. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am, it's audible, ma'am.
Yes. I'm sharing the screen now. The screen is visible now.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible, ma'am.
Okay. So without wasting any time, thank you for the elaborate introduction. So today we are going to talk about practical understanding of local gynecological procedures. See, there are many, I will say, PowerPoint presentations and lectures regarding local gynecological procedures. Today, I want to share only few practical aspects or practical understanding that how we do it. That might be variations from place to place, or from a self-finance college or hospital to a government college and hospital. There might be certain variations, but still we should know that what should be the protocol or what should be the standard operating procedures, and can be little bit variations from patient to patient while performing such procedures. So we all know that for any gynecological disorders, there are three options, or we can say three alternatives of treatment: Shodhana, Shaman, and Sthanik Chikitsa. Now, Sthanik Chikitsa also is included under the Shodhana and sometimes also in the Shamana, but it is a special aspect as far as the gynecological procedures are concerned. So this is a reference, Srinam Snehadi Yuktanam, Kuryat Kalkan Pichush Chapi Pathyana. So this is where the local treatment procedures are described. And here again they say that sarvatah suvishuddhaya shesham karma vidiyate, means this should be done after the shodhana karma. And here again basti abhyanga parisheka pralepa pichudharanam. So you can see here that the references of what kind of local procedures can be done, and that too after snehana sivedana or shodhana, it should be applied. So these are the local procedures, mainly Uttarvasti, Dhavana, Prakshalana, Yoni Pichu, Yoni Potali, Agni Karma, Yoni Dhupana, Yoni Varti, Kshar Karma, Yoni Lepana, Yoni Purana. I will not be able to cover all this in the single lecture, but I will try to cover maximum. So what are this? What is the importance of these local procedures? Are they will be having immediate effect, and it is a novel approach of Ayurveda, because we know that douching and everything is contraindicated by the modern gynecologist, because it alters the pH and it destroys the Dodel and bacilli and the lactobacillus of the vagina. But for us, we know that it has so many benefits also. The Pichu, the tampon, has so many benefits, not only gynecology but in obstetrics also. So it's a novel approach of Ayurveda, and it is used to treat various medical and surgical illnesses also, like prolapse of the female reproductive tract. Although it is more of a local treatment, but we know that like Uttar Basti, it is having the systematic effect also, and is capable of preventing complications of various diseases. For example, PID. So if we do certain local procedures, we can prevent the complications of like infertility as a complication of PID. So it is considered as parasurgical because we do not use any sharp instruments in this. And as far as possible, if we do it properly, it will not have any major complication. Of course, Uttar Basti can have if it is not done properly, but all other procedures will be having least complications. So I will begin with Uttar Basti. I'm not going into the details of that. We know that it is indicated in Yoni Roga, in Vandyatva, in Yoni Vibrancha, Mutra Ghata, Mutra Krusha, it's intra, we can say in the bladder, in Garbhashay Gata Roga. These are all the classical indications, Yoni Shul and Artha Vikara. It is contraindicated in virginity, carcinoma, heavy bleeding, all the sexually transmitted infections, and hypersensitivity, local infections in any fistulas known or suspected. In endometriosis also, if it is suspected or known endometriosis. So endometriosis only can be diagnosed by laparoscopy, but if there any doubt is there, then it should not be performed, because it may aggravate the condition of endometriosis, even endometrial tuberculosis and other infections. So ideal time of administration of Uttar Basti is Rutu Kala, that is the after completion of the menstrual bleeding. So going to the indication, practical indication, if we see, generally in very rare cases, the Uttar Basti is given intracervical, but sometimes because of cervical erosion or cervical mucus defect, if the cervical factor is there of infertility, then also this intracervical Uttar Basti is tried. Even the pH, we know that the cervical mucus pH should be alkaline. It should be alkaline in nature. Otherwise, if it is acidic or if there is any change in the cervical mucus, then it may impact the transport of the spermatozoa inside. So in such conditions also, it can be given. In endometrial or uterine indication to improve the endometrial thickness, many times it happens that the patient is having proper ovulation, but the endometrial thickness, the receptivity of the endometrium is not proper. So in such cases also, to improve the receptivity, it is being given. In Asherman, to remove the adhesions, intrauterine adhesions, and of course in secondary dysmenorrhea, it can be given. In fallopian tube, we know that it is having very good results in tubal blockage. Either it can be unilateral or bilateral also. And even in decreased tubal motility, what happens sometimes is, if the patient is post endometrial tuberculosis, she was diagnosed with that, or post PID is treated, endometrial tuberculosis is treated, but as a complication of this, what happens is the cilia of the fallopian tube gets damaged. So even if she is currently not having this disease of PID or endometrial tuberculosis, but still the cilia may be damaged and it can lead to infertility because of tubal factor. So in such cases also, we can try Uttar Basti, which may improve the function of the ciliary movement. In ovarian indication, everybody we practically use in the cases of PCOD, where the patient wants to conceive. Even in premature ovarian failure, very few cases we have seen that if the FSH is high and if the ovaries are not at all responding and very few follicles are there, and the patient is diagnosed with premature ovarian failure, I have seen a case of age of 30 years where we had given Uttar Basti and she conceived naturally. So even sometimes in the such cases also, Uttar Basti can be helpful. Yes, everybody knows that low AMH, like low ovarian follicle reserve, also it has good benefits, and an ovulatory cycle because of any other factors. So what are the requirements? We know that it should be done in proper aseptic conditions, proper precaution should be taken. So we need cleansing agents for local cleaning, swabbing, sponge holding forceps, anterior vaginal retractor. These are the instruments. Valsallam or Ellis forceps to grasp the cervix. Uterine sound, uterine cannula. You can use the IUI cannula. Somewhere they even use the catheters, size number 8. Even they use then sterile gauze, surgical towel and towel clips. Syringe we require of 5 ml and sterile gloves. So these are the instruments which will be required. What we do at our hospital is we use this disposable IUI cannula. This is intrauterine insemination cannula. The benefit of this is that it is patient friendly. It will not be too much painful to the patient while inserting this cannula inside the internal os of the cervix, because sometimes the metal cannula, when you use that, it may injure the cervix also, and sometimes it may be painful for the patient also. So because of the convenience of the patient, and this is disposable, so we can use at a time for a patient. It is very convenient from my point of view to use this IUI cannula for Uttar Basti. So Purvakarma, what we need to do is evacuation of bladder and bowels. Light diet should be prescribed. If the patient is coming in the afternoon, then you should tell her that she should take light diet. If she is coming in the morning, then the breakfast should be taken early and it should be light. Yoni Prakshalana, this is the important aspect in Purva Karma, because any debris are there or any discharges are there, they will be cleaned out. Generally, the vaginal douching or Yoni Prakshalana is done with the Panchvalkal Kwath or Dashmul Kwath or even Trifla. Panchvalkal and Trifla are mostly used. Abhyanga should be done on the lower abdominal area and even the kati, that is the lower back area, by any Vatashama oil. You can use Mahanarayan, Bala, Dashmul, any oil can be used for Abhyanga. It should be done for 10 minutes on the kati and Adodar, Prushta and Pashwa Pradesh. After that, Svedana should be given. Now, Svedan can be given by steam, or we use hot water bag, because not much Svedan is required. Swedan and Abhyanga is to increase the circulation, so that whatever the procedure you are going to do, the way you are going to insert, it will be absorbed properly because of improved circulation. Then examine the patient, because sometimes what happens, if you are doing the procedure for the first time in the patient may be anxious. So there can be change in the blood pressure and pulse. So you need to settle her down, because we know that one of the major complication of Uttar Basti, if you are not aware that the patient is having so much anxiety, the patient may go into vasovagal shock if you push it too fast, and if the patient is already anxious. So that is why before every procedure you should do check the pulse and BP of the patient. Then you have to take the patient in the OT and place in lithotomy position. The genital organs, I will show you the video, should be painted with antiseptic solution and covered with perineal towels, and clips should be applied. Routine pervaginal examination should be done to assess the size, shape, and position of the uterus. And all the trolley with all the instruments, light arrangement, and your oil, whatever oil you are going to use. See, oil, ghee, whatever we are using, they should be sterilized. Every instrument and even this should be autoclaved. When you are autoclaving the oil or ghee which you are going to use, it should be kept in a separate bowl, and it should be kept along with the autoclave instrument. So it should also be sterile. So pradhan karma, once you have taken the patient on the table and cleaning is done, then this is being inserted, sim speculum and retractor to visualize the cervix. Once you see the cervix, apply the forceps to catch the anterior lip of the cervix, and you have to swab the vaginal canal, external os and fornices with the antiseptic solution. And with the help of uterine sounding is must. It is said that before any intrauterine procedure, sounding is must, and before sounding you should perform the pervaginal examination which you have already done. So we should know the position and length of the uterocervical canal. So if the os is closed, this sound will be the first dilator. But if the os is closed, then gradually with the help of lubricated Hagas dilator, you should see, one of the benefit of using the IUI cannula is that you will not be have to use this Hagas dilator, because it is so small, it will go easily inside. But if you use a metal, like I'm going to show you in the video next, that if you use the metal cannula, then you may have to use Hagas dilator to dilate the os, and this is painful. Okay, dilatation of the cervix is painful, so there might be little bit discomfort to the patient. Then the uterine cannula is entered in the direction of uterus. See, whenever you are using this cannula, first of all you have to apply the syringe on the backside, remove the air. It is very, very important. You have to remove the air, and after that you have to introduce the cannula inside, just above, little bit inside the internal os. Do not push it too fast, because it may cause injury in the cervix. So slowly you have to introduce it, and just inside the internal os, and gradually then you have to inject the basti dravya, whatever it is, sneha. We do not use quath. We use sneha, either grit or oil. It is to be injected drop by drop, very slowly, gradually from the other side. By pushing the syringe, you have to insert the medicated oil or grit. And while doing this, while you are inserting, one of your assistant will give the head low position to the patient. So the patient will be in the head low position. I hope this plays. Please do not mind the talking of sister with me. So this is the cleaning. One of the student has taken the video, so the vision might be changed, but you will be able to see the procedure. So this is the cleaning. Local cleaning is very important, because you will be inserting the microorganisms which might be present outside to inside. So this is very important step, and it should be done in OT only, not at any other place. So painting and draping. This is draping with the wound towel or whole towel, perineal towel you can also say. Towel clips will be applied to keep the towel in position. Yes, tell the patient not to touch this towel, because this is sterilized. So we told her not to touch the towel by herself. So gently the speculum is adjusted till you can visualize the cervix. Once the cervix is visualized, you have to hold, you have to catch the anterior lip. So because certain discharges were seen, I'm cleaning it off, swabbing it off. So this is Alice is used to catch the anterior lip of the cervix. Yes. Catching can be little bit, actually cervix is insensitive to touch, but sometimes in the patient it can be. See, this is passing of Hegar's dilator. So this is metal cannula. This is metal cannula. So I was not able to pass it because the cervix needs to be dilated more. Yes, now it is open. Yes. Now gradually, very slowly, the patient is told to take deep breaths and slowly you have to inject this inside. And while injecting, I have told my assistant to give head low position to the patient. You can see there will be Pratyagaman. Yes, this is the Pratyagaman. After completion, we will apply a Pichu and gently remove all the instruments. A patient is allowed to, now see, Paschatkarma is, you should see that the Pratyagaman is there or not. It is very important because if Pratyagaman is not there, the patient may have spasmodic, severe spasmodic pain. Okay. And a sterilized gauze, as I have shown you, it is kept in the vagina and the patient is told to remove that once she goes for micturition. Next, she goes for micturition and she should not reintroduce it again. Okay. So it should be kept in the vagina. All the instruments are removed slowly. The perineal towels are taken away and the patient is advised to extend and cross her legs. Now she has to cross her legs and sleep so that the dravya will remain inside in head low position for 15 to 30 minutes in OT sometimes. And we send her to the IPD to take rest for 2-3 hours. And again, in the same position, we tell her to raise her leg area by placing some pillows below her legs. Shankhvati, 2 tablets can be given if she is feeling certain spasmodic pain, and hot water bag on the lower abdomen area again to improve the circulation and to improve the absorption of the dravya what we have inserted. And again, pulse and blood pressure should be recorded for 2 hours after the completion of the therapy. So Kal, for Kal, what is the Kal when it should be given, as we have discussed earlier, that Rutu Kal, that is after the stoppage of menstruation. Now this is the classical reference. What they say is 2 or 3 or 4 Uttarbasti in 24 hours it can be given. So in a day, this is the classical reference. But we do not do this. Gradual increase in quantity of snails. So they say that start with, see, the volume of uterus may be less in a nulliparous as compared to a parous female. In a parous female, we can introduce up to 6, 7 or even up to 9 ml also. But in a nulliparous, 3 ml may be sufficient. If you want to increase, gradually you can increase the dose. So Kal, what they have mentioned is 3 days, then interim of 3 days, and again repeat for the 3 days. At many places, this is adopted. This Kal of Uttar Basti is adopted after stoppage of menstruation 3 days, then interim, that is 3 days relaxation, then again it is repeated for 3 days. What we do is 3 days after stoppage of menstruation. Sometimes at some places I have seen that they give for 5 days also and for 6 days also. Now this varies from person to person. If the vyadhi bala is more, if the disease is more severe, like if there are adhesions or the tubal blockage is there, then you might need to give. If there is fimbrial block, okay, in the fallopian tube, then you might need to give it for more days as compared to 3 days. So as per the patient, you have to select the Kal. And these are the factors which affect the absorption of the dravya. Dose what you are giving. See, 3 ml, you can start with 3 ml. Gradually, you can increase the dose up to 5 or 6 ml, even 7 ml also. Frequency, 3 times in 3 cycles, you can give Uttar Basti. Then you can stop it for another 1 or 2 cycles, sometimes even 3 cycles. Then again, you can give. So the frequency is also important. See, many times what happens, the patient conceives within first cycle itself. Sometimes after completion of the third cycle also, the patient will not respond. So it differs from patient to patient. So in that such patients, the frequency should be increased. Even the phase of administration, like this, 3 days, 3 days, 3 days. So the phase of administration also, it will affect the absorption of the Uttar Basti Dravya. So these are the classical indications again, which has been mentioned in text, that in Vataj you should use Guduchadi Tel, in Pittaj Madhukakshir Siddha Tel or Quath also, in Kaphavata Univyapad medicated oil with Jivaniya Dravyas, Udavarta Trivruta Sne or medicated Dachmul oil, in Shushka, Acharna, Aticharna and Karnini, Jivaniya Siddha Dravya Siddha medicated oil, Raktayoni, Kashmiri Kuteja Siddha Grita, and in Yoni Shula, Shirish Tel and Balatel. So these are all the classical indication. What we do, what practical indications are there, or which we follow, or at many other places they follow, is in anovulatory condition, Uttar Basti with Falagruta, Fal Kalyana Gruta, Shatavari Gruta, Shatapushpa Gruta, or Shatapushpa Tel. Shatapushpa Grut, I don't know, but some people they use Gruta form also. We use in the Shatapushpa Tel form, oil form. In the video which I have shown, she was a patient of infertility, ovulation factor, and I had given her Uttar Basti of Shatapushpa Tel. So according to the patient's dosha, according to the patient's condition, that what is the condition, what is the cause of anovulation, you can select this. If the patient is having more age, then you can select Falkalyana Gruta or Shatavari Gruta. But at a younger age, you can select the Shatapushpa Tel, because Shatavari Falkalyana will be Bruhan also, and they will be having effect on the regenerative power of the ovary also. So Kshartel or Apamark Kshartel, or even there was a research in Jamnagar of Kumari Tel also for the blockage of fallopian tubes. And even Bruhan Snehas are used in case of fibrosis, cause of cases of spasm due to fibrosis. See, many times the blockage may be because of fibrosis also. So in that cases, Bruhan Snehas like Balatel should be used. I have used in maximum cases Kshartel and Apamark Kshartel to remove the blockages. And we have seen that if both the tubes are blocked, even both the fallopian tubes open, if one is blocked, then one also gets open. One more thing I want to share here, that in Maharashtra, at certain places, they even use sandwich Uttar Basti, sandwich oil and ghee Uttar Basti. So what does that mean is, see, Kshar will be Lekhana. So sometimes what happens that if you go on using the Kshar to remove the blockage, it may hamper the endometrial thickness. So what they do is, even sometimes it may even cause damage to the cervix. That Kshar oil can cause damage to the cervix. So what they did is, they use sandwich. Sandwich means in the syringe, they will first take ghee, Shatavari Grit or Falagrit. Then in middle, they will take Kshartel, Apamark or any Kshartel, and then again they will use ghee, any ghee. So this is a sandwich, 1 ml ghee, 1 ml ksar tel, then again 1 ml ghee. So that also are the practical modifications what they have done to reduce the complication of this ksar tel. Then Dashmul tel, Mahanarayan tel, many researches have been there to treat in the secondary dysmenorrhea. So these are the practical indication. Even in cervical erosion or chronic edematous cervix, as I said, intracervical Uttarbasti. So here Jatyadi Grita, Jatyadi tel, Ropana Grita or Trifla Grita is used in such cases. And in cervical mucus disorders, they use Jatyadi Grut, Go-Grut, even plain Go-Grut also is used, Sachawdi Grut. And in endometrial condition, if the receptivity is less, see, sometimes the patient comes that they are trying for IVF because the follicles are not sufficient, low AMH is there. So they want to go for in vitro fertilization. But the doctor says that our endometrium is not receptive enough for embryos to get implanted. So they come to us and they say that this is a problem. Can you treat us for this? So in such cases, we give Falagrut or Shatavari Uttarbasti. And it has given so good results that immediately after first cycle itself, the patient conceives. See, this is, I'm talking about cases of above 40 years of age, and as a last option, they have gone for IVF, and this is the condition. So there also, this can be useful. So I will not be going into too much detail about this probable mode of action, the lipophilic action, the absorption of the dravyas, even the receptor theory, systemic effect of this basti, because not only local effect, but also it has the systemic effect because it will enter the circulation. Okay, so and lukewarm, whatever you are using is you will be lukewarm, so it will enhance the blood circulation of endometrium. Okay, so these all are the, even see, this is very important. The lipid soluble drug is specifically diffused across the membrane in the direction of its concentration gradient. So how you are pushing it also, the absorption depends on how you are pushing it also. So these all are the probable mode of actions. No, again, none of these theories have been justified at a very micro level, but yes, of course, these are the theories which are proposed, that this can be the probable mode of action, that how this Uttarbasti acts and how the patient conceives. It is a very miraculous thing, but of course, the Uttarbasti gives the result in the conception. So again, this is a probable mode of action continues. Yeah, I want to share this, that although it's a Ayurveda procedure, looks like a simple procedure, but there are complications. So these are the complications. You can see rashes in the vulva and perineum. So the cause is that when you use the Savlon and Dettol, it may causes rashes to the patient who are allergic to Savlon and Dettol. So in such patients, we have seen such patients. In such patients, what we do is we use normal saline for the cleaning, painting. And in case of rashes, we can tell the patient to apply Jatyadi oil locally. Most important is you can use diluted. Do not use concentrated Savlon. Use diluted. Okay, even betadine also. Sometimes the patient may have rashes with betadine also. So in such cases, you can use only normal saline for this, and Jatyadi oil you can apply locally if the rashes are there. Bleeding from the ectocervix. When you are grasping the cervix, the patient may start oozing from that location. So grasping with Valsalem or Alice. So it can be caught with the blunt instrument, that is a sponge holding forceps, which is very blunt. And if there is more bleeding or if there is more oozing, then what you can do is just dusting of the powder, Yasti Madhu Churna and Haridra. You can apply the dusting, that is avachurnan, to stop the bleeding. It will stop spontaneously also, but if the oozing is more, then you can apply this. See, it will heal by itself, but still if the oozing is more, then you can use this. Bleeding from the internal cervical os. See, sometimes what happens while dilating with the help of Hegar's dilators, it may cause little bit of bleeding. Again, not to worry, it will spontaneously stop by itself. But in case of heavy bleeding or repeated bleeding, what you can do is, as I said, use of disposable IUI cannula, because it is very soft and need not use any dilators also. It is very narrow in diameter, so it can be used to avoid the dilatation and hence the bleeding. Okay. Sometimes what happens is the patient does not respond to opening of the os. Okay, the os is so much closed, it is so much I will say that it will not open even after using the Hagas dilator. So what we do is, before going for this basti, Uttar Basti, we give her Matra Basti and Yoni Pichu before the Uttar Basti is given. See, there was a workshop in New Delhi at All India Institute of Ayurveda, and there they have given a protocol for this Uttar Basti. There, what they did is, they have given a protocol, standard operating procedure, that before giving Uttar Basti, one day you should give Anuvasana Basti, second day you give Niruhu Basti, and then for 3 days you can give Uttar Basti. Now again, see, this can vary from institute to institute. If the patient is affordable and if the patient is ready to stay at your place for 5 days or 6 days, then you can go along with this procedure. What we do is, we give Matra Basti on the previous day or on the same day in the morning, and Yoni Pichu. So it will help in the dilatation of the os. So the os will be open and your Basti Dravya can go inside easily. Pain might happen in the nulliparous because of rigid perineum. Okay, because insertion itself can be painful to her. I have encountered two patients. They were screaming like anything while while introducing the sim speculum. So they were not allowing me to insert the speculum, and I had to counsel them, relax them. But still, so what I did was, I applied Xylocaine jelly. It should not be done, but I did this. So it can be used locally on the speculum and introitus before insertion in case of extreme pain. Because what will happen, if the patient is in so much of pain, she will constrict her vulva. And if the vulva is constricted, there will be more pain. Even the os will not be dilated. So counseling to relax the perineum during the insertion of speculum is very, very, very important. Again and again, we tell the patient, please relax your lower part, please relax. Do not constrict it. Do not try to constrict it. So this is very important. Pain, very common. Spasmodic pain may occur after insertion of medicated oil or ghee, because the uterus will undergo spasm. So what you can do is, apply the hot water bag and Shankhvati in, I will say, 2 or 3 cases. We will see, this again depends upon the sattva also, and how you are pushing the oil. Gradually it should be pushed. So in case of severe spasm caused by rapid insertion, the patient might be in tremendous pain, and at that time you might have to give her anti-spasmodics. Otherwise, hot water bag and Shankhvati is sufficient to relieve the pain. Severe pain, as I said, very few patients can be seen because of increased spasm of uterine muscles. And again, it can be also due to dilatation of the os. So the pain may aggravate because of that. So in that case, you might need to give her certain antispasmodics. Infection, if you have not taken proper care of sterilizing the instruments and even the oil or ghee what you are going to use, and if you are doing Uttar Basti in presence of local infections like cervicitis or vaginitis, you are going to introduce the infection inside. Okay, so it is strictly contraindicated in presence of local infections. So if acute infection is seen because of your Uttar Basti which you have given, then loading dose, you can give 4 TDS also, Triflagugula Gandak Rasayan and Bangashil, it is of LRCN company, it can be given. And all the instruments as well as medicated oil ghee, properly it should be autoclaved prior to its use. Endometriosis, as I said, it is a rare complication, but it might happen if it is given in presence of menstruation. Mind well, you should remember this, that the Uttar Basti should be given after stoppage of menstruation, complete stoppage. Even if the patient says that no, on 4th day I have 2 drops, don't do on that day, because the uterus is still emptying. Okay, so don't give on that day. After complete stoppage of menstruation only it should be given. Otherwise it may cause to this, because endometriosis again is a cause of infertility. Okay, and diagnosis can only be done through laparoscopy, so it should not be done. uh, this is very important. So this was about Uttar Basti. Again, there are many SOPs, there are many different methods which the people do Uttar Basti, but these are the practical aspects. Okay, and while giving, you should be very, very, very cautious that you should not insert any infection inside. Also, it should be done in OT, and the whatever you are using, oil or grit, should be medicated and appropriate to the condition. Whatever the condition is, that according to that condition you should select the oil or grit. So second important or very common procedure is a yoni dhavan or yoni prakshalana, or which is called as vaginal douching or douche. So in which the vaginal passage and cervix is washed with medicated decoction or any other liquids. So dhavan, it literally means the cleaning or purification of wood with water. It can be Kwathak, Shirpaka, Siddha Jala, or even Taila. So they have antiseptic, wound healing, pain alleviating, and bactericidal action. So this is why it is very important and novel therapy of this Ayurveda, and they prevent growth of bacterial organism and restore the altered pH of the vaginal cavity. So this is very important, that we even help to change the vaginal pH. So for that, you should know that what is the pH of the vagina. So whenever you are going to perform this yoni dhavan or douche, you should have a pH paper with you. You should check the vaginal pH. The discharge of the pH should be checked for pH, and then only select your dravya, medicated kwatha, for the douching, because it will be very important. Because if you are not selecting according to the pH, you may even diminish the pH or increase the pH, alkaline or acidic. So it is very important to check the pH of the vagina. Even douche can restore the strength of vaginal muscles which have become lax because of its activity of, or the guna of the dravyas used. So again, here the kalis, after the completion of menstruation only it should be done. It takes hardly 15 to 20 minutes if the kwath is already prepared. So instruments very simple. You need to have a table with gynec attachment. If not, you can use a this bedpan. Also, if you do not have a table with gynec attachment, you can use a bedpan below the patient's perineum to collect the drained material. Enema can or douche can, nozzle catheter which can be disposable and can be changed from patient to patient, and sponge holding forceps will be needed to swab out the vaginal cavity. So the quantity will be approximately 500 ml to 1 liter, again according to the patient's condition. Aseptic precaution should be taken. Again, lithotomy or dorsal with legs inflection, and douche or enema pot filled with lukewarm. See, whenever you are going to start with this procedure, check the temperature of the kwadha or whatever you have taken. You have to check the temperature by using your finger or gloved finger inside to check whether it is not too hot or not too cold, because too cold it will constrict and too hot it may cause burns. So you have to check the temperature of the kwadha which you are using. Keep at the height of 5 feet. You can use a IV stand if you have nozzle, or you can, any assistant can hold it. And see, these are self douching instruments. See, we do not I will say, I will not tell my patients to use this, because sometimes this may cause embolism. Okay, so this self douching instrument should not be used. At many places, they use this self douching to clean after menstruation or before coitus and after coitus also. But sometimes it looks like a very simple instrument, but it may cause drastic complications like embolism. So such self-douching instrument, yes, if the patient is learned and she knows how to use it, she's staying far away, she cannot visit the hospital, and he is having too much of discharges and infection, in such patient you can advise her, but not to each and everyone. So only this enema can or douche can should be used at your place. So nozzle should be inserted in the vagina and cleansed with a decoction. Again, while using the nozzle, you remove the air. That is important again. And you have to cleanse the vagina in all the direction up to the cervix. You have to introduce this. And the patient is advised for cuffing after the nozzle is removed. So whatever is retained inside, because what will happen if you do not tell her to cough, when she stands, then whatever is retained in the vagina, it will come down. It will look very bad. She will be embarrassed also. The clothes will be stained. So you have to tell her to cough. Whenever the patient comes to you, you have to dry her local parts and then send her at home. Okay, do not keep it damp. So you have to clean it. Patient is advised for coughing and clean the vulva and vagina with the dry swab. Apply the Pichu if required, if indicated, and then send the patient home. Do not keep her damp and send her home. So this is the source. I have taken this picture from Dr. Meenakshi Pandey's PPT from AIIA. So this is the Cusco speculum. This is the cervix, which is pathological. It is not a normal cervix. And see, you can use a speculum for douching or even without speculum also. If it is used for vagina, without the use of speculum, you can use. But if you're using the indication is specifically for cervix, then you can apply this speculum, because what will happen, it will be concentrated on the cervix itself. So this is the nozzle. You can change it from patient to patient. This is the enema can or the douche can. So this is how it is being done. You have to cleanse it all the fornices. All the fornices should be cleaned gradually, slowly, with the decoction, and then it should be removed. So these are the dravyas used: Panchvalkal, Trifla, Tankan, Haridra. Okay, this is most important. I will show you. Siddhar Tel also some people use, and Til Tel also is used in some certain fungal infections also, or even in cases of lacerations in the vagina. Ropanagrita or this Jatyadi Tel is also used. I have not, I think, yes, these are the indications. I will show you. So these are the preparations, classical preparation, what they have mentioned. I am not going into detail. So these are the classical indication: Karira, Dhava, Arka, Nimba, Jambu, Jingini, Sukta, decoction of Trifla in Yoni Strava, in Yoni Kandu, Guduchi, Trifla, Danti, in Yoni Dorgandhi and Kleda. Again, Aragvadadi group is, they are used in Yoni Dorgandhya especially, or decoction of tuvraka in pittaja gairika is used medicated in the medicated water form, lodra and tricatu, and in kunapagandhi, which indicates a severe infection, trifla is used. So these are the classical indication. Practical indications, what we do is, see, as I said, pH. Remember the pH. Trichomoniasis is a protozoal infection of vagina. In trichomoniasis, the vaginal pH is alkaline. If you check with the litmus paper or the pH paper, the pH will be of the discharge of the vagina will be 5 to 6. If it is a very severe trichomoniasis infection, it can be more than that also. So in that case, if you are using decoction, use Trifla, okay? Because you cannot use any alkaline in this trichomoniasis infection. Otherwise, it will again increase the vaginal pH. So in that case, use Triflaquat. You can add Haridra in that. Okay, once you have prepared the decoction, filter it and add Haridra. See, Haridra in any case, in any infection, in any bacterial infection, protozoal, candidal infection, Haridra will be acting as a antiseptic, having antiseptic property. So I have used in many patients and it has given very good results. So in candidiasis, what happens is, candidiasis is a fungal infection. So in fungal infection, the pH will be less than 4.5. It can be 4, it can be 4.5, it can go below that also. So in such patients, use Panchvalkalquat, Tankan, it is antifungal. So after preparing the decoction and filtering it, add Tankan and Haridra. Tankan will be acting as a good antifungal agent. So you can add that in your douching dravya. In bacterial vaginosis, again the pH is more alkaline. So in that case, again use Trifla and Haridra. So in cervicitis also we use, in cervical erosion we use this, even in chronic infections, mixed infections, even the douching is done as a Purva Karma of Uttarbasti, Agni Karma and Kshar Karma. So these are all the practical indications even before application of Yoni, Pichu or Potali in the cases of prolapse. Also in decubitus ulcer, also in the cases of prolapse, douching is done and followed by douching the Pichu or Potali is applied. Contraindications during menstruation should not be done, pregnancy, and in malignant condition, if you find that there is severe malignancy also of the cervix, then this should not be done. So another important local procedure is PICU, very simplest procedure. Nothing is required, more is required. Okay, but again, proper antiseptic precaution should be taken. It is the simplest sthanik karma that gives the continuous drug delivery. See, at some places you might say we do not have OT, we do not have expertise in performing Uttar Basti, we do not have anyone to teach us how to do Uttar Basti. See, instead of Uttar Basti, this you can do. At many places they do this, Yoni Pichu, because it is continuous drug delivery system to the target organ. And another advantage is there is no need of any sophisticated instrument or a trained expert. Okay, and the patient, sometimes if you train the patient, then she can do it by herself after little instructions. Instructions are very, very important to be given. Okay, so Pichu is made up of cotton swab. It should be immersed in the medicated oil, and half part of gauze or whatever used should be kept dry, and it should be kept shallow and deep according to the indication. If it is needed for cervix, then keep it little bit deep. And the patient should be turned that if she has the urge for micturition after about 2 or 3 hours, then she should remove it with the help of her hand, and she should not reinsert it again. This is very important, that it should not be reinserted again. You should tell her this thing, because if she forgets or you forget to tell her, she might reinsert it again. So this is very, very important. So this is the shloka of classical reference regarding Pichu. So these are the classical indication: Udumbar Trifla Kwath in Kafajiyoni Roga, even Suramanda. In Mahayoni Jatyadi Tel or Grita, even Changeri Grita is used in Yoni Kanda. Then Dashmula Kwath or Grita in Vatajiyoni Vyapat. And in Acharna Paripluta, Upapluta, Vamini Vipluta, Shallaki Jingani Jambu. This is the Pichu which can be used. Medicated Kwath or oil Pichu should be used in such patients. So these are the classical indications again. Mushak tel in Yoni Kanda. This is in Vata Yoni Vapat. Chandana Kwatha, Ushira Siddha, because Osha, Chosha, Daha, burning sensation will be there. So you can use these things. In Zannipataja, Dashashingi or Srimata, Upapluta. These all are the classical indication. Upapluta and Vipuluta, Tatakyadi Tela, and Vivrita Yoni, Udumbaradi Tela can be used. Again, these all are the classical indication. You can see here that Pichu is also indicated in obstetrics. In the last month of pregnancy, Balatele Pichu is to be given for Yoni Pichu for easier dilatation. Okay, or easier, you can say the cervix will become ripe easily. Even in cases of retained placenta, Madanaphala Siddhatele Pichu. Okay, so all these are the indications where, classical indications where the Yoni Pichu is used. Now, these are the practical indications what we do. So after Uttar Basti, you must have seen, we keep a plain gauze or oil, medicated oil soaked tampon, which was used for Uttar Basti, that can be used. After Yoni Dhavana, Jatyadi oil or Trifla Siddha oil or whatever is indicated, even Grita you can use after Yoni Dhavana. After Agni Karma, very important for healing, Jatyadi oil and Haridra Pichu is kept. 9 months, as I said, Balatel. In uterine and vaginal prolapse, Mushakatel and Changeri Grita. We use at our place more Mushakatel. Menopause, you can use in atrophic conditions, dryness. Even menopause patients complain of dyspareunia. Okay, because of atrophy and because of dryness, the patients have pain during coitus, difficulty during coitus. So in such cases also, Shatavari Grit or Shatavari Tel Pichu can be used. And the cervical factor of infertility also, if Uttar Basti is not to be given or you are not able to give, then you can keep simply a Pichu of Shatavari Grit and Shatavari Tel. Even at some places in PID patients, pelvic inflammatory disease also, they keep this Pichu of Tikshna oil. See, Tikshna oil, again, if you are using, you should use it very precaution, because it should not damage the vagina and the cervix. So these are the dravyas used: Balatel, Usheratel, Trifla Siddha, Shatavari, Estimadu Grut for its Ropana properties, Mushaktel. Yes. See, if the clay is too much more, if the Paichilya in the yoni, the discharge is is too much more in the vagina. So in that case, if you apply oil, it can be little, the pichilta may increase. So in that case, what you can do is you can apply a potali or a pichu, which can be used with Lodra Churna, Ashoka Churna, Spatika, or Haridra. So you can make a potli of that and you can insert it to decrease the clayed or the discharges, and after that you can use any medicated oil or grit. So this is practically what you can change, you can alter, you can modify according to the patient's condition. So this is how it is being prepared. Can I start my video? I'm not able to start my video. Yes. So if you all can see me, you can pin my video. So it is very easy to prepare. This is the gauze. We have cut it, and you can take a cotton. Now again, the size of the cotton roll will depend on the patient's introitus. If the introitus is small, take a small cotton roll. If the introitus is big, like in the Paris patient, you can select a big cotton roll. So you have to insert like this, you have to make this. I hope everybody can see me. And this way, okay, so this is how we make it, and this is to be inserted inside in the medicated oil, and then by dilating the introitus we have to insert this inside, and this portion should be kept dry and it should be left outside. So whenever the patient has to remove it, she will just grasp this and just pull this, so this will be removed. This we call it as potally also. Okay, in prolapse patient, this will have the effect of pessary also. If you do not want to do this, this has a good self-retaining and good activity also. And inside, as I said, you can use your churnas also. If you want to use churnas, just powder the churnas inside and then make the potli, and then you can insert it. If not this, then even simple this way also. Take 2-3 gauze pieces and make a simple tampon out of it. Okay, like this, 3-4 folds. Okay, see, all this should be done sterile. This should be used sterile, and whenever you're using it with gloved hands only. Okay, and if you're telling the patient to use it by herself, then she should clean her hands. Okay, wear the gloves, and then only she should use this. Okay, now again, this should be inserted, dipped in the oil and inserted inside the vagina, and again this part should be kept dry and outside. Okay, so I hope everybody was able to see. So this is how it is being used. Yes, another important local procedure is Agni Karma. Agni Karma we use in the patients of cervical erosion, or even in CIN or pre-malignant lesion, cervical intraepithelial neoplasia, or it is a pre-malignant lesion. In that cases also you can use this. So what we do is, see, Agni Karma is done, can be done with the help of two things. One is Shalaka, Suvarna Shalaka. Okay, you have to make it by yourself, or it is available in the market. The tip is only of gold. The whole thing is made up of metal. That also you can use. It has complications. The recurrence rate is also more. I have heard about it. I have never used the Shalaka. What we use is this Agni Karma Varti. Okay, this is prepared at our pharmacy, and it is one of the Anubhut Yoga. And the thesis was done at IPGT and RA. And these are the drugs. You can see Amalki, Nimba, Yastimadu, Karanja, Haridra. So very, very simple herbs are used, and Gugulu is used as a binding agent, and even Grute is used. See, this is the preparation method, how it is being prepared. So this you should took, and for binding purpose, Grit and Gugulu, and Bhavna is given of Karanjapatra Kwatha, and this Varti is prepared. The thickness is of 0.5 to 1 centimeter, and the size of Varti is about 6 to 10 centimeter. As you can see here, this is the Varti which we have prepared. We make it red hot, and then we burn on the areas of erosion. So indication is on cervical erosion, and pap test should be negative actually, but in CIN cases also, pre-malignant lesions also you can use this. So Kali is after a stoppage of menstruation within 7 to 10 days, because cervix need time to heal. Okay, all the dead skin or the dead cells will be shedding, the new skin will be coming. So it takes time to heal. So you have to have that much amount of time. So within next menstruation, the skin will be shed and the new skin will be, cells will be regenerated. So for that, we do it even only 7 to 10 days after stoppage of menstruation. So Purva Karma is Yoni Prakshalan with the Panchvalkal Quat. Pradhan Karma, this medicated Varti which I have shown you, it is made red hot and immediately applied over the affected area like this. It is immediately applied over the affected area till the whole area of the erosion is covered. Okay. And Samyak Dagda Lakshan. This is Samyak Dagda Lakshan, Kapota Varna. Okay. And the bleeding, oozing, if it is there, it should stop. That is the Samyak Dagda Lakshana. So till it is achieved, you should burn this area. And application of Jatyadi oil plus Haridra should be kept as in the form of Pichu for the next 7 days. See, if the erosion is too big, okay, or chronic, and the whole area like this, whole area of the cervix is affected, then you need to keep the Pichu for continuous till next menstruation comes also. If there is a small area, then you can keep the Pichu for 7 days. So this is the procedure. It's a very long video. I will not, I hope it runs. This patient was of chronic erosion and she was bleeding throughout. And because of lockdown, we were not able to see, we have made it red hot. You can see this is having good Dhupan effect also. I'm telling her that it is hot only because of the Dhupan. You can see the area of the erosion is too big and it is continuously oozing, bleeding. So in between, I had to apply the gauze because she was continuously bleeding. But at the end, the bleeding had stopped because of Samyak Dagda Lakshana. I'm sorry, this is not streaming properly. I hope you are able to see. Okay, it's a big video of about 30 minutes. I will not show you the whole video because the patient was chronic and continuously she was bleeding. So it took more time to burn because if she is bleeding, the area will not burn. So we need to uh, clean the bleeding area and again apply this Agni Karma Varti on the bleeding spots to stop the bleeding. So it took about 30 minutes for this patient. Otherwise, it completes within 10 minutes or so. But in this patient, it took too long. I'm sorry for the problem with the streaming. You can see the patient is actually, all the patients will not bleed so much, but this was a patient of chronic erosion. PAP was negative for malignancy. And because of lockdown, we couldn't be able to do, but afterwards we had tested, she was tested negative for COVID and then she was taken for this procedure. I will not show the whole procedure, I suppose. I will skip this now. So this is how the procedure is being done. The flesh is burnt, assumes a Kapota Varna as you have seen, and little swelling. See, afterwards there will be hypertrophy. Okay, hypertrophy of the cervix will be seen after the procedure. So this is how the Agni Karma cervix will look. This is before Agni Karma, and this is after. You have to see, make sure that all the areas are burned properly. This is before treatment and this is after treatment. So it was looking like this. Now the new skin has come. All the dead this skin of you know that erosion is nothing but the change of the epithelium, the squamous epithelium and the columnar epithelium displacement is there, and that you have changed it. So yes, again this before treatment and after the treatment of Agni Karma. Again this, see, hypertrophy will be seen for few days, and this edema and hypertrophy will go after few days. Complications, see, it is a simple procedure to be done with the proper aseptic precautions. Hypertrophy will be seen. Sometimes it persists for 1 or 2 months and even more than 2 months if the area is big, if the cervix erosion was deep, if the erosion was chronic, but afterwards gradually it goes away. And while using this Agni Karma Varti, I have never seen recurrence. But in the Shalaka cases, the recurrence is seen. If you use Shalaka, I have seen that patients do come with recurrence. But with the, I have done about 500 Agni Karma I have done, and none of the patient came with recurrence. I'm talking about last 14 years. I'm doing this, and none of the patient has come with recurrence. I'm continuously doing the follow up. I'm checking them also continuously, but none of them have shown the recurrence. So another procedure for cervical erosion is Kshar Karma. So Kshar Karma, you can use Apamark Kshar or Snuvik Kshar or Tuttak Kshar. And how it acts, it's the Agni Karma is burning the cells, whereas this will do the Lekhana. It will act as a corrosive on the erosion. So again, the same procedure, cervix is exposed, then Kshar is applied with a cotton swab stick over the eroded area and kept in contact. See, this is very important. Only for 2 minutes it should be kept in contact, and thereafter immediately the prakshalana should be done either by panchvalkal kwath or a normal water. Also you can do that, and immediately the jatyadi tel pichu. See, if you keep it in contact for a longer time, it is very corrosive, this Kshar. It will start eroding the normal cells also. If it is, if it, anyhow, if it touches the vagina also, the patient will feel pain. Cervix is insensitive to touch, but the vagina, if it touches even the Agni Karma Varti also, the patient will feel burn and pain. Okay, immediately the Pichu should be applied, and Prakshalan and Pichu Karma should be done for next 14 days. I have never done this procedure myself. Okay, I have seen, I have heard about this procedure, but I do not know that how much. I know that it is effective, but see, this way, this cotton swab, and you are applying the Kshar on this, the cervix is exposed and it is kept in contact for few minutes, I think 2 minutes only, and immediately it should be cleaned. Okay, again this is sourced from the PPT by Dr. Meenakshi Pandey of AIIA. So this is how it is being done, and immediately with the help of this syringe, with the help of normal saline, or even you can use Panchvalkal Kwath or Trifla Kwath, immediately it should be swabbed out. It should be cleaned, and the pichu should be kept. Okay, and the patient should be called again for the douching and the pichu for next 7 days or maximum 14 days. Next important procedure not mentioned in text, but we do, and some places they do this, is avachurnan. If the hypertrophy is more, cervical discharge is more, you do not have Kshara Karma, patient is not willing, if you do not have Agni Karma also, then you can do this, avachurnan, dusting. Okay, on cervicitis, erosion or hypertrophy of the cervix. Simple, this is a simple plastic bottle which is available. Okay, and you have to use this Haridra, Istimaju, Karanja, Lodra. Even you can use Pushanung Churna if you don't have anything. Pushanung Churna, Spatika, if the oozing or bleeding is more from the cervical lesion. Add Haridra and Yastimadu as a Pranaropak property, and just simply do the dusting. Fill this with that powders, churnas, and on the cervix, just do the avachonan or dusting. Oozing will stop, the discharges will stop. Okay, and sometimes what happens in that patient where the bleeding is more while performing the Agni Karma in erosion patients. So sometimes it might happen that you are not able to perform the procedure because the bleeding is too much. So just do the dusting of Spatika and Haridra and Yastimadu and call the patient again on the next day. So it will be having a very better effect. So these are the few researches I will just show you. Ayurvedic management of cervical erosion through Yoni Prakshalan Jatyadi Tel Pichu, as we already know. Then this is Kshar Karma in with Apamark Kshar and Jatyadi Tel in Karnini, that is again erosion. Again here another research work on cervical erosion. This was a review article. Again here they had used oral certain medications, Ashwatha Churna orally and Tankana Jala Yoni Dhawan. Only Tankana Jala Yoni Dhawan was done 14 days post menstruation for 2 months. So this is a unique treatment again. 14 days they give Tankana Jala Yoni Dhawan 100 ml for 14 days post menstruation and that for 2 months. So this is again Kushtadi Varti, application of Varti. I will show you. This Kushtadi Varti, Kushta, Pipli, Arka, Sendav and Lavan was used here. So this is again in group 1 electric cauterization with Udumbar ointment application, and in group 2 Snuhik Shar cauterization with Udumbar. Both gave good results. So this is again primitive cervical cell pathology. You can say this is a pre-cancerous condition, and they had used Darvyadi Yonivarti locally, and Kasisadi Kshara they had applied. This was a very good research work by Dr. Amit at IPGTNRA. So again, this Udumbar Adi Tel Pichu for cervical erosion. Nimbadi Yonivarti. This is being used at many places, Nimbapatra Yonivarti, in the management of cervical erosion. So Nimbapatra, Grita, Madhu, Daru Haridra and Madhuka. So it is in the kalka form and dried and made Varti, and it is kept in the vagina for 1 hour post menstruation, and then Prakshalan is done after 1 hour. So again, Udumbar Sar in Garbhashay Griva Mukhagarata Varnana. You can see before treatment and after treatment. This is Agni Karma with Swarnak Shalaka in the management of again cervical erosion. So Swarnak Shalaka here was used with the application of Yasti Madhugrita as in the form of Pichu. So again here through Panchvalkal Grit Pichu, even Panchvalkal medicated Pichu can be used. So this was Haridra and Guduchi, which was used in cervical cancer. Known cases of cervical cancer, they have used orally and locally also. This is a very good research project. The young researchers should see this, learn from this article. Everybody must read this. In senile vaginitis also here they had used Shatavari and all. This monograph, everybody, young people, young researchers should read this monograph. It is available online. Panchvalka Bahukalpatva, orally, locally, in the form of decoction, in the form of churna, how different effects it is having on the vagina and even on the cervix. So respected Dr. Jayashree Joshi madam's monograph is here. I hope everybody will go through this. So another important procedure is yoni dhupana. So in clay, if excessive clay is there in the yoni, too much of discharges are there, and if it is it's contraindicated, dhavana is not to be given, then you can do with dhupana, fumigation with medicated dhuma in white discharge and itching. It takes hardly about 5 to 10 minutes maximum. And these are the dravyas used: kushta, agaru, gulu, nimba, haridra, vidanga and vacha. So this is a dhupan chair. This is a very old picture. I will show you. Yes, this is a photo courtesy by respected Professor Ramadevi Madam of Udupi. This is how they do it. This is the dhupani yantra they have kept below a table, a cloth, and the patient is allowed to sit on that. See, this is again another method of doing the dhupana. The patient will sit here and she should be covered with a blanket or something. So her dhupana will be, see, this should be not there. Agni should not be there, only dhupana should be there. So I was shocked to see this. It is available online. Okay, Amazon or somebody is selling this dhupana yantra, electric dhupana yantra. It can be cleaned. Okay, we should devise such instruments. Okay, we should make such innovations, how to use such things, because this can be accidental. Some accidents may happen if you use this. It might not be proper. It might not be patient friendly. Okay, see, this is very simple instrument. They have made this, and the patient can purchase and use it at her home also. They can add the decoction or any dhupana dravyas, and she can sit on that. This is available online. I was also shocked to see this. Temperature adjustment is also there. It is easy to clean. Okay. So classical indications: Yoni Kandu, Haridra, Bruvati, even Daru Haridra in Shvetapradar, all these are there. Garbhasanga, even Krishna Sarpa, Nirmoka, Aprasanga, It is mentioned in text that I have never seen anybody using this, but it is being written. In Sutika Paricharya, it is very commonly used. Kushtha, Gugulu, Agara. Even Haridra, Daru Haridra, it is used. So these are the classical indication. Another is Yoni Varti. Varti, it is made from very different range of dravyas according to the indications. Okay. If it is a Tikshna Varti, then Kshara, Saindava, Lavana, Kanchika, all these are used. If it is a Ropan Varti, another things will be used. So it should be like a thumb and index finger. And it should be for a short period or for long period for self-dissolving suppositories. Okay. It is having astringent, hygroscopic, and antiseptic as well as wound healing properties. So these are the classical. I will not go into detail. This is again a research work of Dr. Hetal Baria at Jamnagar, Nimbadi Ghanvati in the management of Shwet Pradar. So this is the ingredients of the Nimbadi Ghanvati or Varti she had prepared. This is how the Varti was prepared. Made a ghana and kalka was inserted, and the ghana was prepared and the Varti was made like this. And while applying, it should be that you should apply the grit in the vagina even on the Varti, and then that Varti should be kept inside the vagina. While application, it should be very properly done. Otherwise, it may cause irritation, burning sensation in the vagina. This is her case studies. Before candidiasis, you can see here before treatment and after treatment. Again, this before treatment and after treatment, purulent discharge, watery discharge. So in all the three cases, watery, purulent, and curdy discharge, in all the three cases, she got good results. So another by Dr. Nilofer Sheikh, hers was in Upapluta Yoni, that is in pregnancy. She did the Dhatakyadi Varti. See, Dhatakyadi tail or even cannot do Dhavan in pregnancy. So she had made a Varti of this Dhatakyadi. So this was the ingredients, spatika, gelatin powder, and this propylparaben was used as a source for binding the Varti. This is how she prepared it. This is from her own thesis. So this is before treatment and after treatment. So these are the treatment options you can see here. Pichu, Prakshalana, Kshara. So many are available. Now we have to select according to availability or according to the patient's condition. Okay, Nimbapatra, if you not have anything, you can use even Nimbapatra Kwath also, because again Nimba, we forget that Nimba is also having astringent property, it is having antiseptic property, so that also can be, it is having antifungal properties also. So Pichu, okay, according to the patient's condition, according to the indication, you can use Varti. So many Vartis are there. Again, according to indication, you can use them. Pipalyadi Varti, Nimbapatradi, Darvyadi, Kasisadi, Kustadi. So many preparations of Varti are there. Avachurnan, Nishadi Churna, Dhatri Nisha, Lodra, Haridra. I said, if nothing is available, Pushanug and Haridra also you can use. This is different dravyas for Agni Karma. So I will conclude it that there are so many local vaginal procedures which are very simple and very much effective, and they are good remedy for the recurrent vaginitis and cervical many different conditions like erosion, cervicitis and all. And it is having least complications, and very importantly, they can be utilized as OPD procedures. You did not have a big setup to perform such procedures. They are very simple and very, very effective. So it can be used in treatment of infertility, and the new techniques should be adapted for, see, these are the recent advances. This is required because all other techniques are not patient friendly. What we are doing right now, they are not patient friendly. So we require our vaginal pessaries or suppositories, vaginal tablets, self-dissolving. It is not available in market. Vaginal gels, of course, few people like Himalaya is making V-gel. Dr. Palep is making Pentafite P5, but they are not available everywhere. So we need such vaginal gels which are, and sometimes they are not much effective also. So this is a chance of innovation. Okay, we need such treatments, ointments, Yoni Dhupana, like it is shown, the picture I have shown. Devising innovation in the instrumentation is also needed. So this is the recent advantage. Yes, people are trying the Varti they are making, but still it is not available in the market. If you ask me, Madam, where is the Varti available for Agni Karma? No, it's not available in the market. You have to make it by yourself. So innovation is required. Patient friendly attitude is also required. Patient friendly measures are also applied for needed for such therapies. So thank you very much. I have taken a little bit longer time. I thank from bottom of my heart Dr. Sudhir Raj sir, Principal of Ayurveda College Coimbatore, for giving me this opportunity. Especially Diksha e-learning team, Dr. Akhil and Dr. Jayalakshmi and her team, all the researchers whose researches I have taken in my presentation, and all the participants for patient listening. I hope I am able to convey something new to you, what I have been practicing and what I have studied or what I have been doing since last 14 to 15 years in my practice in the gynec OPD at our place. So thank you very much all. I'm ready to take any questions if any are there. Hello. There are few questions. Dilatation of cervix, when we use Buscopan injection or Drotin or tablet Misoprostol? No, 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 no. If at all, even if by giving Matra Basti or Pichu also, if the cervix is not getting dilated, what we do is, see, again, with very much precaution, you can give atropine injection IM, but again, with very much precaution that should be used, not Misoprostol or not Drotin, please, because it has severe side effects. Don't use that. If you give Matra Basti Pichu, it will easily dilate. And most important is used IUI cannula. It is very small diameter is that it will go inside easily. Okay. So how much time Uttar Basti, within how much time Uttar Basti should be done? See, if you are using 5 ml or 3 ml, gradually you should introduce. So it should take 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute. Okay. If 3 ml is there, within 2 minutes you can push. If it is more than that, you should very slowly you should insert, because if you increase the rate, the patient will have severe spasm. Okay, so very gradually take your time. You should not be in too much hurry while introducing. Okay, aisa bhi nahi, you should not be very slow also. So slowly, drop by drop, not drop by drop, but ml by ml, you should go and introducing it. Semen, when you are introducing in IUI, that should be drop by drop, not here. Composition of Shatpushpa tel. See, Shatapushpa tel is the Adhikara from Kashyap Samhita, Shatpushpa Shatavari Kalpadhyay. Again, it is not available in the market. I don't know whether it is available down south. Here it is not available. We make it by ourselves. Please refer Shatpushpa Shatavari Kalpadhyay of Kashyap Samhita for the composition. How long the gauze should be kept? See, whatever you are keeping, the pichu or gauze, it should be only till next micturition. Whenever the patient goes for micturition, tell her to remove it with her hand. Now, sometimes the patient asks, before micturition or after micturition? You should be very clear. Before going for micturition, just remove it with your hand and throw it in the dustbin. Okay, she should not reinsert it. So it should be within next micturition. It can be 2 hours, it can be 3 hours. Okay. Failure of result of Uttar Basti in practice. Yes, yes. Few cases we had failure. See, 100% result after Uttar Basti in tubal block. I had got few cases and all were treated. All the blocks were removed. Not a single case they went without the removal of block. Even a doctor, BMS doctor, came to me with bilateral block and I had treated her. Okay, so I have not practiced. If it is like that, I will not take that case, but I have not seen. Yes, failure of Uttar Basti, of infertility, not tubal blockage itself, but there can be many other factors also. See, we are not, I will say, we are not God. Sometimes there are failure results. I have seen many cases. This is another thing. Whenever I take lecture of infertility, I always share failure cases also. So there are few cases which have after doing all the treatment, Chodana also, Uttar Basti also, they were not able to conceive. Yes, of course, there can be failure rates. Sterilize the medicated oil used for Uttar Basti for how many minutes and at what? See, not directly on the you can use it in the autoclave machine itself. Okay, whenever you are autoclaving your the instruments in that only in a separate bowl, you should keep in a bowl also that should be closed with closed lid, that should be kept in the autoclave machine, and that way you should sterilize it, not by heating at any temperature. Don't you do that. Okay, only by autoclaving you should try to sterilize the oil. uh, I have not treated in retained placenta patients. I have never seen also. Okay, in retained placenta cases, even I mentioned it, I have not seen anybody using that. Okay, so I'm sorry. It is in the classical reference, but I have no experience about it. Please, I'm sorry. How can we sterilize churna? Churna, I think whenever they will be coming to you, whenever you are using, it should be properly kept in a container. We cannot sterilize the churna itself, but we are not inserting it inside the uterus. Okay, so it is not necessary to sterilize the churna because it is used outside only. Of course, and it will be removed immediately. You can clean it immediately, and you are using in the this Pichu form. Okay, not you are not applying sometimes directly also, only in the cases of avchurnan. So not needed to sterilize the churna directly. That is what I will suggest. Quath or temperature of quath or oil for Pichu. See, temperature should be, it should be lukewarm. If you touch it, okay, it should not be too hot, it should not be too cold. I will not suggest a proper temperature for it, but it should be only tested by finger testing only. Okay, when you touch it, it should be lukewarm, it should not be too hot or too cold. From the measurement, temperature measurement, I will not be able to say that. uh, can we use the store bought tampon for Pichu? Of course, if you want to try, but it will be little bit costly. It will not be economical for the patient. So if you make it by yourself, what I do is I give a storage. We make it by ourselves. We keep in a big box, sterile box, and we give it them to the patient to use. Okay, if you are giving to her to use at her home, so that can be done. And if you want to use the tampon, I think it will not be economical. Of course, you can use it. Shalaka for Agni Karma, difference between cautery and Agni Karma. See, uh, I have not measured the temperature of Shalaka. It might be in the research thesis. I have never used Shalaka for Agni Karma. I have only used this Agni Karma Varti. Okay, that is to be made red hot on a candle or a spirit lamp. Make it red hot and just apply. See, cautery will be electrocautery or diathermy, and we have to use it with very much precaution because, see, modern gynecologists also, they never try for electrocautery. I know the HOD of the medical college over here, they tell her colleagues to go for chemical cauterization. She tells that never go for electrocautery or diathermy. Okay, go for chemical cauterization like what we do, because electrocautery or diathermy will be having severe complications in the form of stenosis also, cervical stenosis. Okay, because they started from the internal part of the, from the endocervical canal. So it can be the complication can be stenosis. So this is the difference what we do in the Agni Karma Varti and what they do in the form of cautery. They have stopped it. If the patient has completed the family and the erosion is too much bothering her, they tell her to go for hysterectomy. They never try cauterization. Okay. HPV positive complaint of white discharge. No, don't. I think you should not go for in sexually transmitted diseases. Don't go for local procedures. Okay, because it may spread. Okay, because I have never used it, so I will not suggest you to go for yoni prakshalan or a pichu in a HPV positive patient. Uh, do you use any antibiotics in Shar diluted? No, no, no. I have never used. I will say that uh, I have seen people using Shar. I have seen myself, but I have personally never used the Kshar. This, yes, of course, in Uttar Basti we use Apamark Kshar. Antibiotics, no, I have no experience of that. Kshartel Uttar Basti or Kshartelam for 3 consecutive did not get any result or blockage, regularized and which was scanty. See how you use it, how potent is your Kshartel, have you used Apamar Kshar Tel or any other Kshar Tel? And if in 3 consecutive cycles it was not cured, you can continue that after some break. You can even do it for 6 days also instead of 3 days. Okay, as I said, the frequency or the phase can be increased according to the patient's condition. So in such case, you can continue it for 6 days also. See, sometimes what happens if the block is near the fimbria, okay, so it will take time to get the result. So don't get disheartened. You can continue it for longer time. Can Pichu be used after conception through IVF? Shatavari Grit Pichu we can use, of course. No problem in that. I don't see any problem in that. What grade of uterine prolapse can we treat? I have treated up to 2nd degree uterine prolapse. They had the, I will say, the progress has stopped. Even the problems of incontinence or rectal problem, they were also solved. And in a few cases, I will say that the uterus or the cervix which was seen out. So up to 2nd degree I've seen. That too in younger patients also, like a patient of 40 age, she came with 2nd degree. We continued her Matra Basti for longer time, for many, I will say, many months. For every 7 days, every cycle we give her Matra Basti of Sahachar Tel and then Yoni Potli of Mushak Tel. And now the thing is that even one is a nulliparous and one is a parous. Both of them had prolapse 2nd degree, and they were told to go for, even the nulliparous patient was told to go for hysterectomy because of 2nd degree or restoration treatment, like Manchester Fothergill. But we have treated her successfully. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How we can prepare Yoni Varti? You have to prepare it by yourself. I have shown you the ingredients. Even our sisters make them. Just prepare a fine powder. This is very important. Fine powder should be prepared with the grit and gugulu. Do the binding and make it in the Varti form with your hand and allow it to dry. If you do not have oven to dry it, you can keep in the sun also to dry it. It should be very much dried. Then only you can use. Tubal block, we have high speed. Yes, yes, many of they do this. They insert it, but remember this: the patient should not go into vasovagal shock. Of course, it can be done. Many people do this, but instead of this, I will suggest increase the frequency of Uttar Basti. Many people do this; they give it high speed. But if you are not getting vasovagal shock, then it is good enough. Thank you so much. What difference if it is going to make if we heat oil? See, directly if you are going to heat oil, it will take so long to get cooled down again. The patient has gone for the Purva Karma. You know that if you heat the oil directly, it takes longer to cool down. Okay, unlike water. So in autoclave, immediately we autoclave it and immediately we can use it. Unlike heating. See, you try this. If you heat the oil, it will take longer. And immediately we need to use that. The patient has already done Purva Karma. Okay. The circulation is enhanced. So I will share email ID. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mushak Tel is available. Yes, it is readily available. Many pharmacies, they make this. It is readily available. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for answering all the questions with so much of patience and sharing your valuable time with us.
Thank you so much. I hope it was informative or.
Yes, ma'am. It was great listening to you. It was very informative as well, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I have shared my email ID in the chat box. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you,
So,
Team Diksha, Dr. Akhil, Dr. Jayalakshmi, and all the team. I don't remember the name. Shanti ma'am, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you all the participants also for patient listening. Thank you so much.
yes, ma'am.
Dr. Akhil and the team Diksha is having my number. You can have from them. Okay. Thank you so much. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to thank all the dignitaries, guests, and delegates for making this a wonderful session. Especially, I thank Dr. Jasmine Gujarati for accepting our invitation and giving us a very informative session. Also, the Diksha e-learning members and Ayurveda College members. And as we have come to the end of the session, the delegates, for further details on our upcoming sessions, stay connected with us in all our social media. Thank you everyone for joining us with today. Hope you all had a great evening. Good night, everyone.